Hello everyone and welcome to another view of the demo scenario. As I said in the previous one where we looked at the destroyers, in this one we're going to be taking a look at the scenario from the perspective of the heavy cruisers. So we're here aboard the Astoria, and here come the Japanese aeroplanes with their torpedoes and their bombs. We're just here on the starboard side. Speed up the game a little bit, get to the good stuff. Now, as I mentioned in the previous one, I was talking a little bit about the camera controls, and yes, I mean, I know that you can move the camera around from their kind of positions on various parts. You use the numpad to move the camera around, but you can use the WASD keys to move the camera, back, forth, front, forward, backward, left, right. And you can even hold down the shift button and use the WAS keys to fine-tune that movement, based on it wherever you want to place the camera. So if we want to put this camera, at the very top of a mast or right down next to a secondary gun or something on this ship, then yes, you can do that. You can fine-tune this camera to wherever. Or right on the forecastle, or right there on the fantail. You can do it. So yes, I know you can. And I know you could, just point the camera upward and then hit the WASD keys to move the camera up or down in elevation. But anyway, what I was kind of referring to last video was kind of would be nice if there was just two specific keys on the keyboard dedicated to simply moving the camera up or down, without having to point the camera in that direction. Anyway, the TLDR is that, it's inconsequential. I mean, whatever. The camera is fine, in my opinion. There's no real problem with the camera system. It is occasionally a tad bit clunky, but that's just kind of the nature of using a keyboard, Alright, here come the Kates. And looks like they're going after the Enterprise. And did they drop? Oh yeah, there they dropped just now. Take evasive action. Well, we can still outmaneuver them. We're right back here with the 20 millimeters blasting away. Anyway, again, I just want to commend the hard work of the developers, the small development team, and the one-man programmer who's done all this hard work. I love the physics engine so far. I love how the ship just kind of heels over, port or starboard when she goes into a turn. Oh, we got the bombers going in there. Enterprise looks okay. Hornet, I can't tell. I think that's a plane that's burning right over there on the left. Yeah. Hornet's doing okay. He looks like he's going down. Alright, anyone else? Any more takers? Would you like a 20 millimeter to the face? Or how about a 5-inch shell? I should also note in this video that they released another little hot fix or glitch fix for the some of the graphical glitches in this, but I recorded this before that happened. Oh, and the Hornet took a bomb. So you might see some some glitches, some graphical glitches in this run. I recorded it before they fixed some of them. And it should operate better on AMD graphics cards now. I am a bit curious, like, they've done tests, you know, kind of stress tests of the engine. See, like, you know, okay, how does the game function? Is it smooth in play when you've got like hundreds of aircraft or something on screen and just guns firing and all that? You know, yeah, I wonder if it's still pretty good, if the engine is still well optimized. Alright, well, I think the Japanese might be headed home. Let's check out the Enterprise. Her hangar looks nice and clean. And I don't see any holes in her. She don't got no holes in her. One thing I will say about the camera in this game, not only is it, you know, robust and really well thought out, but you can really get close in to these ships and get the detail and get really nice cinematic shots. I mean, the camera that I'm most familiar with in terms of naval games, I should say, is oh, is that a hole there? Ooh, that looks like a hole. A big hole. Anyway, the camera I'm most familiar with in terms of a free camera for naval games is probably from the Silent Hunter series. That being said, in Silent Hunter, you can only get so close to the ships. There's like a block somewhere in the camera. There's this invisible wall around the vessels, so you can't get that close to them. Of course, in Silent Hunter, you cannot focus on any of the aircraft. But then again, just, you know, reiterating, Silent Hunter is a tactical submarine simulation, not a surface warfare simulation, not a carrier aircraft simulation or anything like that. So there were many, many, many limitations to what that game could model. Alright, we're aboard the Haguro here. We're gonna see the action from the Japanese perspective. And also, as I mentioned before in my previous video where we looked at destroyers, I'm going to do at least one more video looking at this scenario from the perspective of the carriers. Give you that pants-crapping perspective of what it looks like having dive bombers coming down at you. And as well, I think might do another couple looking at, you know, from the perspective of the torpedo bombers and the dive bombers. Watch their attack runs from their perspective. And again, because of the way it's programmed, you know, there's good, you know, Monte Carlo probabilistic programming in here. So you play the scenario a whole bunch of times. Each time it's a little bit different, right? It's not just, you know, running off a script. It's not like the Enterprise or the Zuikaku or whatever is going to take this many bomb hits and this many torpedo hits each and every time. No, it doesn't work that way. Anyway, that said, I am super excited for what's going to come down the pipe in terms of the development of this game. Again, they do have a Kickstarter that's going to fire up sometime this coming winter, 2023-2024. But again, the developers want to emphasize that that is a Kickstarter for making basically a physical version of the game. You know, if you want the old box, you know, and you're sitting on your shelf in your den or whatever, you can have that. You know, they do not need money to finish the actual game programming and all that. Anyway, it's kind of interesting, you know, everything I've seen thus far that's come from the development team here it's pretty well thought out. you know, they seem to be doing this largely out of passion. Kind of a labor of love, if you will. So, of course, the basic thing, you know, when you get these huge gaming studios out there like EA or Ubisoft or whatever, you know, they just try to churn out as many of these games as they can, and you know, you have big development teams on them. Oh, we got a deadline to meet, and so they start cutting corners and changing up the gameplay and mechanics and all that, just in favor of getting the next iteration of whatever game out, just to make more money. You got to move units, right? And as a result, it suffers, you know. Silent Hunter probably hit its peak, I'd say, around Silent Hunter 3 and Silent Hunter 4. Don't get me started on Silent Hunter 5. Yeah, ew. And they just abandoned it. No more Silent Hunter games after number 5. Instead, they abandoned it in favor of Assassin's Creed. Anyway, so I'm blabbering on. That's completely irrelevant to this video. Let's just watch the American attack come on in. We got the Devastators. Passing close aboard here. I think the anti-aircraft gunners aboard the Japanese ships lack the discipline who dare dishonor the Imperial Japanese Navy. The Emperor is not pleased with you. Oh, here. This guy. What is this guy doing? Just buzz our cruiser there, I guess. Time to buzz the tower, Goose. Do your snot-nosed jockey did a flyby on my tower at over 400 knots. I want somebody's butt. I want it now. I will say, if you want kind of the penultimate book on Japanese cruisers, both light and heavy cruisers, look up Japanese Cruisers of the Pacific War by Eric LaCroix and Linton Wells, I think were the authors. It is this big, massive, like 800-page hardcover tome. You know, that thing's a real door stopper. Yeah, I read that like in the summer of 2022. Yeah, that took me a while to read. That tells you everything you ever wanted to know, and probably everything everyone does know about the Japanese cruisers in the Pacific War. Yeah, probably the de facto major reference there. And oh yeah, we got a funny glitch here where you go to the tactical map and all the ships are like super close together, or the models there are really out of proportion to each other. Yep. Again, they know about that. They're like, oh yeah, it's a glitch. We're working on it. Japanese heavy cruisers. Heavily armed. Fast. I can't wait for the full game to come out, because I'm going to be looking for the Takao class cruisers. Those are my favorites. I have a, I think is it a 1/300th scale model of the, I don't know if it's the Takao, I think it's the Atago. I have yet to put that together, but yeah, someday. have they gotten hit by the dive bombers yet? The Dauntlesses? Oh wait, no, here, I think they, yeah, here they come. Bombs away! Ooh. That looked like it hurt. And that one hurt too. Yeah, that flight deck is out of commission. Okay, Murray, we'll put that carrier out of action even if we have to crash on her deck. Just like that guy did right there. I guess another thing I find a bit weird about the movie Midway is that when they go to attack the carriers during the battle, there's just gobs of flak just flying up everywhere. It's like, where is all this flak coming from these Japanese ships? But anyway, yeah, in the movie Midway, the Japanese would not have nearly that much flak just exploding all around the aircraft as they're doing their attacks. Probably did not happen that way. They'd probably be pretty similar to what you're seeing in this game. Alright, let's take a look. Shokaku is burning a lot. She's got at least 4 fires on her and a couple of holes in her bottom. I wonder if those holes down near her keel are from those bombs, or are they near misses, or what? I don't know. Zuikaku isn't looking any better. Alright, anyway. Well, that's gonna pretty much do it for this video, folks. Oh, she took a torpedo, maybe. Well, we'll see you for the next one. We're gonna look at the carriers.